reason my day started at 4:45 today, so already leaving the gym. It's right about 6 my local time. And wanted to wish everyone a belated Merry Christmas to anyone I didn't reach out to. If you noticed, I been kind of had some schedule stuff, but I kind of stayed off the interwebs. I had my granddaughter and my son and his family here, so got to spend some time just being a dad and a grandpa, which is nice. Uh, I hope everyone is doing well, and I hope all of you have had a chance to kind of reflect on the last year. I think, hey, Celtic Grandma, good morning. Um, I gotta tell you, so this January, I think, will be 3 years that I've been, hey, Loretta, on YouTube and the various platforms. I actually started on Instagram and then YouTube, and then made my way to TikTok and then X. And I'm on Twitch, but I play video games there every now and then and throw some news. Hey, good morning, Coffee. 2024 was a weird year. Not just for us personally with the storms, the damage to the house, damage to the truck, which wasn't. And then, of course, you're getting all the house stuff done and the AC dies, completely unrelated to the storm. So, it's a challenging year. We got through it. I'm still relatively healthy. Nobody's died. Nobody's gotten majorly hurt. You look back at 2024, despite all the, hey, what's up, Ensabaner? Hey, farmer. Republic of Michigan. Oh, man. You beat me by an hour and a half because I got up at 4:30 today. Hey, prepping with pugs. Good to see you. I got to tell you, with everything that's gone on since beginning of 2020, the fact that we're still here and most of us are in at least decent enough shape to go about our lives and be with people we love, I think that's a blessing. I gotta say, I'm a little bit disappointed with a lot of the creators lately. Not their content, right? Because everyone's on a different journey. But there's been a lot of combativeness and crap talking. And I think it's unfortunate. I think it's sad that people in the prepping community want to battle with one another, and often over mundane shit, which just floors me. There's so many things we should all be thankful for. We should all consider ourselves blessed. Like I said, 2024 for me and my wife and the family was a rough year. But we got through it because that's what my family does. It's kind of funny because I had someone who was dating one of my kids. They broke down in the middle of nowhere. This was years ago. And they called my wife and I and were like, okay, I think we can be there in 2 hours. And we were there in about 2.5. It was a little longer than we thought. And we came from two different directions because I was actually on a business trip. My wife was at home. And yeah, coffee, absolutely. And when we got there, this person who was dating one of my kids asked, why did you come? And we're like, you called. Why wouldn't we? And the reply was, well, if I called my parents and told them I had a car accident, they would cry. I'm like, well, that's fine that they'd be upset and they'd cry, but you got to do something, you know? And Loretta, that's my point. Everyone's on a different journey. Everyone's in a different place. That young man, he didn't understand why we just showed up. It was actually one of my daughter's friends back years ago. And he's like, my family wouldn't have done that. And I'm like, well, why not? You called me. You said you had a car accident. The car's damaged. Nobody's hurt, which was my first question, followed by what happened. And it was an animal cut him off, and he was trying to avoid a deer, and he clipped the deer and then into the ditch. And if you've hit a deer, you know. But one of the hello, the Blaz. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about there, but anyway, um, you have an opportunity to execute something, to do something, or to cause drama or cry or be stupid. And it's funny that, you know, you're the end of this year. Yeah, this whole year I've seen a lot of drama, and I'm like, y'all, we have better things to focus on. Yeah, there'll be a change in the White House. Okay, great. There'll be change in government. Great. But if I've learned anything in my life is, you know, politicians will do political shit, right? And every now and then you get someone who changes the map, right? The Kennedys, the Reagans, the Obamas, the Trump, where they shake things up, and it's good. That's good that that happens, and it just tips over the apple cart. But the drama, especially people saying, well, you're not a real prepper because you didn't do this, or if you don't, you know, you're gonna die every day. It's just, yeah, Birdman, and that's a good point. Um, Focus on the things that matter: your family, your health. Uh, One of my daughter's now husband actually said, you know, your inner sanctity or your inner sanity, I guess he put it. And that's a great way to put it. You got to protect your peace. And yeah, we can't change Washington. You can't change Russia or Israel. I mean, somebody might be a secret politician in here, but truthfully, truthfully, we we should be focused on different things. And to Birdman's point, yeah, local government is the one that affects you every day. Uh, you, yeah, I don't know why these guys, they just pop in, Muhammad Al, whatever you are. Yeah, I don't know. Uh, I'm on a new journey. I'm empty nest person now. I don't know how to deal with being alone. So Loretta, we were in the same boat but our kids left in stages. Hey, Lady Smith, good morning. Um, uh, you know, now we have the kids coming home, and our kids have questions, right? Because they're young parents now, and they have questions about how we did things. And the best comment I got in the last year was my son telling my wife, "Do you know how expensive it is to raise a little girl?" And my wife says, "We raised three of you." And she said the phone went silent for about 3 seconds. Then he goes, "That's a fair point." Um, but we didn't have family near us because of my work, and we were raising three on our own. No grandparents, no aunts, uncles, siblings to come help us. And I reminded my kids, I'm like, you have family. You know, y'all are a few hours away. If you call and say, hey, we need the baby sick, and or you know, my son's sick and his wife has to take him to the hospital, we'll go. Oh, we had our car's stuck. Okay, give me about 3-4 hours, I'll make my way there. um we I guess what I'm saying is, and I probably didn't think the message through when I started this live stream, focus on the things that matter. Focus on the things that you can change. It's almost like what they say to people in AA, to have the strength to change the things you can and the peace of mind to accept the things you can't change. I know I massacred that. But yeah, it's exciting, but to have a new year coming up. But looking back, we're still here. We had our challenges. I know some folks are recovering from illness and accidents in the chat. You know, I've had injuries this year, but I got the bills paid. We got food in the house. I have a house. I have a truck that's old, but it works and it's in pretty decent shape. I got cool dogs. I never had dogs as a kid. And, you know, got enough money to go to the theater every now and then. And, you know, I've paid a bunch of stuff down. And you know, I can't complain. And see, like Loretta, where Coffee invited Loretta to email her if she ever just wants to chat. That's what we should be doing. We should be lifting each other up. Every person in this chat. It does take a whole family. It does. And that's why we told my youngest son and his wife, they're both military. And I'm like, look, we're an energy sector and military family, right? We know what happens. If you call us and say, hey, I got to go to training and, you know, he's going on an exercise and we need someone. Hell, if you call us and say we need a couples night and we need someone to watch Munchkin for 4 hours so we can act like a husband and wife, hell yeah. Call us the week before. We'll be there. We'll get a hotel room. We'll watch the Munchkin and we'll feed her stuff she probably shouldn't eat and teach her bad words or whatever. And y'all go and have dinner and be a husband and wife. And I want them to know they have that support. And all of us should be the same way as an extended little online family. Little Lone Prepper, that's an amazing quote. Yeah, I've heard that one before, but it's really amazing. We need to try to lift each other up when we can. Everyone does things differently. And I gotta tell you, I've been super unplussed with the way I've seen some people act in the community. And I mean, there's some people who are outright frauds and fearmongers, and I know people call them out because they're like, yeah, you're just scaring the crap out of folks. And that's fair. Some simply disagree, and that's okay too. But when they cut other people down or they cut down people in the chat, because they're like, oh, you don't have 10 acres, so you're going to die. Why do you even bother? What the hell kind of comment is that? I survived New York when it looked like the movie The Joker when I was a kid. Now it looks like the Joker all over again. They're setting people on fire, that poor woman. You know, I grew up in that, where the trains were all graffitied from one end to the other. Like the movie Fort Apache, The Bronx was a hit in the theaters when I was a kid. You know, it was an ugly city. And yet I'm here. Probably shouldn't be here, or tell you I probably shouldn't be here, but here I am. And, you know, we should be trying to do better with each other. And that's not an accusation on anyone in the chat. I'm just saying as a community. I've seen folks really like, you know, Vision and Hudson and, God, Jason, the Angry Prepper. I just blanked out on his name. I remembered his name. The Angry Prepper, where they make groups go out and they hike and they meet up and they have, you know, even here in Texas Red Leg, Red October, myself, Cold War, whenever we catch them. There's little groups of us here in Texas. We try to meet up when we're in each other's town, grab a coffee, grab a beer, whatever. Now we've met some Texans on TikTok who are also preppers and, you know, watching the geopolitics. And that's what we should be doing is reaching out to each other, trying to learn. I know nothing about chickens. My son had them at FFA. I want to have chickens. I know the bird makes eggs. Eggs are good, right? I also know chickens are amusing to me. I just find them entertaining. But, you know, I could probably learn from a bunch of you. watching your videos or emailing you guys and asking, well, how do you not let them die? Like, you know, we should all be learning from each other. Everyone here has a different knowledge, different path, different experience, and we need to be focused on that. Life can't be too easy, though. We have to have challenges. And Birdman, I also believe if it gets too easy, find something new to learn. I'm a believer that there's always something new to learn. You know, I screwed up. I'm in a graduate program, and I'm not a young guy. That's just needed. I felt the knowledge for that program would help me be better at work and have an understanding of the world around me, and the company supported it, so I was like, great. And I went to schedule my classes, and I screwed something up. They don't offer the next class till like July, and I'm like, well, clearly I screwed up. So now I have all these months I don't know what to do with. So I went and got my pilot's license. You know, now I'm actually starting a drone. I'm going to set up a drone business now that I have a license and I'm official. I got to get insurance. You know, I'm always trying to learn and expand a little bit as best as I can. And everyone should do that. You may not have the money to go buy a drone. That's fine. Get a book. Learn something new in the book. You know, or take a backpacking. You know, a half decent backpack you can get on Amazon for $30, like a fair backpack that'll function. And start taking walks in the parks. Take pictures while you're there. Learn about the birds in your area. New Jersey. Well, what's funny, it's gotten so bad that when I fly, because I have to actually, there's an app I use that notifies air traffic control in the nearest tower that I have a drone and how high I plan to go and what time I'm operating. And me and another guy were both drone operators in our area. We have to actually go on Facebook in the neighborhood groups and say, hey, courtesy notice, I'm flying a drone over this area. Do not shoot my drone. And I'm not going over anyone's house. I'm surveying this street, or I'm, you know, just so people don't panic, because people freak out a little bit. You should try to learn something new. And I'm going to continue that in 2025. I actually found it enriching. And I'm hoping to continue that going forward. I do plan to start another channel. I'll tell you guys that right now. One, because there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about that's not prepping. And instead of diluting the roaming prepper, I'm going to try and keep this channel more preparedness. And, you know, like the geopolitical things that could affect you. And there's science and travel and a bunch of other stuff I want to do. And I'm kind of formulating how I'm going to put that together. That's going to be a time commitment, but it can also be a lot of fun too. And my niche is sarcasm and dad jokes. Hey, you know what? That's not terrible. But then never forget you for being right, especially. Yardbirds, that's very true. Some people get very salty about that. And, you know, I acknowledge some people, including myself, it takes you a minute to acknowledge you're wrong, but ultimately, if they can do that, that's great. But yeah, folks, look, use 2025 to make yourself better, to lift yourself up, learn something new, you know, start a walking program, go to the gym again, learn something new about, I don't know, topographical maps, start hiking, go pull the bike out of the garage, whatever it is, get a dog, you know, go rescue a dog from the pound and have a new buddy. Lift yourself up. Thank you, Coffee. I appreciate it. Lift yourselves up. Lift the people around you up. Don't get caught in the drama. And I know people disagree, and that's fine. I do want to compliment two guys, All American Prepper and Mad Shad, and I know not everyone's a fan of both of them. I like both guys. I've spoken to both. They're great guys. And they had a disagreement, and they were gracious enough. They got on together, I believe, on Mad Shad's channel, And they had a discussion about their disagreements, and whether you like one or the other, they were respectful. Nobody was cursing. They were not ugly to each other. They disagreed, but that's okay. And I thought that was one of the healthiest exchanges I've seen in a while, where two people got and had a hard conversation in a respectful way. And I think that's an art we've lost in America. People get triggered, they want to throw things, spit, shave their head, they do all this bizarre shit. Nobody wants to have a hard conversation when they disagree. And Farmer, that's a good one. I've got the radios. I got to get that. Might be this year's project. No, in coffee, that's fair. Mad Shad's a great guy. All American's a fun guy. He's does some crazy crap. But the fact that the two of them could disagree and then get on the channel and respectfully discuss between them, even though they very much disagreed, it was very clear. I think that was a plus to both guys. I give credit there because they acted like men and not like, you know, a bunch of heathens. Talk to young men and women, give them hope and advice. Yes. True story, Birdman. My dad, when I was growing up, he was a Korean War guy. And my cousins had come back from Vietnam. And they'd been home, you know, I was a little kid. They got home, you know, 69, 70, 71. I know one was a Marine during the Tet Offensive, which was ugly. And God rest his soul. And the guys were a hot mess. And my dad spent a lot of time with my cousins and then a lot of time with the guys in the neighborhood. And I asked him, why do you speak with these guys? Because, you know, he's always drunk, he's always stoned. And he said, their fathers aren't worth shit. And he said, good men have to watch out for young men so that they don't become bad men. And I never forgot that shit. My dad was not, you know, he made it out of high school. He wasn't a college guy. Probably one of the smartest human beings I ever met. He's self-educated. He read books. He went to museums and studied and asked questions. But that stuck with me, and I've tried to mentor people ever since. So that's a good point. Coffee, I've got the radios. I need the license. I was on the fence. I'm like, I have a drone and I have Baofangs, which somebody programmed for me, which was cool. And I'm like, so I got my GMRS license for giggles because that was easy to do. Then I got my recreational drone license. Because I'm an aerospace engineer by degree, I kind of got into the aerospace part of the drone. And I'm like, oh, aerodynamics, this is pretty cool. And then I got excited about it. And that's when I wound up taking the whole FAA program and took the test and everything. Yeah. But also, let alone, there's some people who can be toxic. And even if you're right, yeah, sometimes, how did my sister put it? Sometimes you can't help people be, some people don't lead with their heart. God, she had a great quote. And then she said, if you can't get those people to lead with their heart, sometimes you need to let go and let God. And that's another one that stuck with me. And she told me that like 7 years ago. My oldest sister is an amazing person. But I've been blessed with people like her, my sensei, my dad. I've been cursed by some people too. But folks, we have a choice to make 2025 something awesome individually, in a community. And I would encourage everyone to try to do that. I would encourage everyone to try to do the right things, to help one another, and you know, lift up the community. There's so many things going on at once, and you never know. It's like being in a crowded bar where people are fighting and you don't know who's going to punch you because everyone is having a commotion around you. It's kind of like that. Or trying to run through traffic and the light changes and now there's cars everywhere and you don't know which car is going to hit you. You know, there are so many other things to concern yourself with. We should be trying to make ourselves better in whatever way you can, both in time, money, and energy, which are three of your most important resources, but also lift other people up when you can. And you can't lift everyone. Yeah, no. And yeah, Yardbirds, that's absolutely correct. If it's not helping you or improving you or lifting up the community in some way, then what are you doing? You know, now you're just wasting your time. But hey, Vision, good morning. So, but folks, this is the opportunity, and yeah, I applaud the guys for getting on the channel and being respectful, and they had a hard conversation, and that's okay. But yeah, don't get dragged into it. Don't get dragged down. Do right things. Hey, Wisconsin, do right things, and you know, stay blessed. And I do believe I'm not the best Christian in the world, and maybe that's why people listen to me, because I come from a place of having done the wrong things, and now I try to do the right things. But I do believe I got someone to answer to at the end of my days. So I want to at least try to put some positive in my positive column, you know. But yeah, Vision, I've just jumped on this morning because I woke up at 4 for absolutely no reason. And I was like, nah, I'm just keeping my wife up. The dogs are riled up. I'm just going to go to the gym. But look, you guys be good, be safe out there. Take care of yourselves. I'm not sure if Vision's going on later this morning. He's getting busy on Saturdays just like I do. And it's hard, man. Trent, the weekends, man, they fly by trying to get chores done, just normal stuff, much less prepping. Hey, Arc Wild Man. But folks, don't get sucked into drama in 2025. If you're listening to a creator and they drag you down, or someone in the chat drags you down, just remove them from your circle. Don't let the toxic define 2025. It's going to be a rough year, but we see what's going on. That's why we prep. That's why we collaborate. That's why we do the 4 horsemen with Hudson and Vision and Livingston, to trade information, share it with y'all. You share stuff with us in the chat. No, I have enough drama too, Coffee, absolutely. So look, you guys be good, be safe out there, have a nice breakfast. I didn't get coffee this morning. I kind of ran out the door, and now I'm like, I need coffee. So I'm gonna have to go find some coffee somewhere, but not the quick store over here, because that's some janky ass coffee. That's bad. That's that coffee that gives you heartburn and bad breath at the same time. You're like, It keeps you up though on a road trip, because you feel terrible. Like you're like, oh, I'm gonna die, and then you can't go to sleep because you're driving and you feel awful. Which is a horrendous way to drive, by the way. But look, you guys be good. Happy New Year to all of you. God bless you all, and be safe and do something. Learn something new in 25. I don't care what it is. That's our goal. Learn something new, and then share it with everyone. Share the fun. I might be doing some drone piloting later, so I never give a heartburn. A pain in the ass. Yep, nope. I gotta watch my wife, because she's like 5 feet tall and moves really fast, and I'll lose her in a store, especially like Target, and she'll cause $50 of damage really quick. And that's on a good day. Target, is it me, or is Target always cost $100? Like, I hate going in that damn store. But anyway, I digress. You guys be good, be safe, have a blessed New Year. I'll try and come back later this weekend if things don't get out of hand. And do something new and lift each other up. You all take care. Bye.